hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may they maintain well-being in themselves. May all be released from all suffering, and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon the intention, all beings are the owners of their action, and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such action, and results will be their home. All actions with intention, be they skillful or harmful, of such acts there will be the heirs.
So good morning. Today is the last day of our 3-week meditation session here at the Berkeley Monastery. So I can say congratulations. Or maybe, oh no, I have to go back out into the world. What am I going to do? I was just reflecting on maybe what to share with everyone on this last morning. And over these last 3 weeks, one of the things that Jin Shi and myself was hoping to share with everyone was the theme of contemplative listening. And we've gone over these 4 different aspects of somatic listening, right? Listening to the body, empathic listening, listening to the heart, generative listening, listening to the field, the whole context of what's going on, and sacred listening, listening to the nature, our kind of highest potential. And we've talked quite a bit about this at different times. And I thought, well, when people leave, how will you really be able to take this into your lives? And so I was just reflecting for myself, what would be the most concrete, practical way to bring in your lives? I was reflecting on myself. Something came to mind. We sometimes have a joke in the monastery. We often say, the 4 vows of the Bodhisattva. Living beings are limitless, I vow to save them all. Dharma doors or afflictions are endless, I vow to end them all. Dharma doors are boundless, I vow to learn them all. The Buddha way is supreme, I vow to realize it. And then we add another one. Meetings are endless, I vow to attend them all. In DRVA, there's lots of meetings. At DRBU, you can say maybe take each of your classes a meeting. So you have a lot of meetings. I thought, well, we possibly spend more time in meetings than in meditation. If you really look at it, how many hours a day we spend meeting or in a class. So how can we make that time in the meeting itself, the class itself, a place of deep transformation? How can we embody these 4 types of listening in those times when we're just sitting around in a circle, perhaps with friends or with colleagues, or maybe sometimes even with people we don't really agree with? And so I'll share a practice that I found very helpful for myself with everyone. It's kind of a secret, but not exactly a secret, in that when I'm doing it, probably people don't know what I'm actually doing. Is, for instance, right before this talk, you can see I put my palms together and was silent for a little bit. If you notice in our circles or our gatherings, right before that, Jin Shi and myself oftentimes put our palms together, but if we want to be more discreet, we keep our hands down. We're silent for a little bit. The question is, what are we doing in our minds? What are we doing in our hearts? What are we doing with our bodies? I don't know exactly what Jin Shi does, but I was going to share a little bit of myself. So first thing, I tune in to my body, right? Breathe in, back straight. Exhale, relax the body. Bring this kind of gentle care to my being right here, right now. Somatic listening, empathic listening. What's going on? And then I recite just phrases I've come up with. I don't know, they've been somewhat organic. Maybe they'll change in the future, but that's been pretty standard now for 7, 8 years. I've been using the same phrases. And essentially they're, I humbly request the presence of the triple jewel, of the 10 directions and the 3 periods of time, so that what is said is in accord with the Dharma, when we open our hearts to it, and together make the Bodhi resolve. So that's one phrase. It's got a lot of Buddhist lingo in it, but I think if you want to put it in simple, kind of more non-Buddhist terminology, it's kind of tapping into that sacred space, inviting spiritual presence. In Christianity, maybe inviting the presence of God. So may what's happening here be in the presence of God. And may what we say together honor that sense of sacredness. And may our hearts be open to it, and may our intentions be aligned to it. So that's the first reflection. And I think people can explore it for yourself. What phrases maybe? What images perhaps? Or maybe it's even this particular feeling in the heart that just evokes that sense of sacredness. That's one aspect. So that's the first thing I say 3 times. And then I say the next one is, I dedicate to the Dharma, I dedicate my body and life. And say that 3 times. And this is the heart of service, that I'm here, let's say in a meeting, I'm not here to prove my point, or to be right, or to be recognized, or appreciated. I'm here in service to the Dharma, in service to the sacred, if you want, using this language. That's what it's about. Remove myself as much as possible from the equation. And this is actually advice that the senior teachers gave to Jing Weisha and myself as we started to share the Dharma, you could say, in more formal contexts. And it's saying, it's not about you, We're just a channel for the Dharma to be able to support people's lives. So the more we can remove ourselves, the more benefit the Dharma can actually be to people. And so that's the second intention, may I be of service. May to the Dharma I dedicate my body and life. It's kind of a sense of service. So say that 3 times. And then the last one is I say, may I take everyone here as my teacher. And sometimes I add, may I take everyone and everything as my teacher. And to me, this opens up to the space of especially generative listening. That then everything that arises, quote unquote, good or bad, becomes a chance to learn. Somebody has a different opinion, and rather than getting irritated, I can say, well, what can I learn from him? What can I learn from her? And it changes the dynamic in the way that I could come at the relationship, where somehow I'm important and need to be recognized in that way. But rather here, I'm here to learn from everyone and everything. So both good and bad. If a good things happen, go, wow, that's really a skillful way to share the Dharma, or a very insightful comment. How would I apply that in my life? Or something bad happens, what can I learn from that? And then over time, what I found is that the whole good and bad categories kind of fall away, because everything just becomes an opportunity to learn. Does this foster more well-being? If it doesn't foster well-being, maybe I can support it in other ways. So I found that this simple practice, just spending about a minute before the meetings or before classes, before a talk, just to settle myself, ground myself in the body, ground myself in the heart of caring, ground myself in the place of the sacred, ground myself in the ground of generative listening. For sure, I'm not always successful, but it gives me a fighting chance, to use the word fighting, but to give myself a chance. As saying, okay, here's an opportunity to really practice. The meetings themselves, the classes themselves, become part of this sacred field that I'm cultivating, that I'm part of. And also you can take this to other activities throughout the day. So for instance, even using the restroom. As monastics, we're actually taught these 53 mantras that we use throughout the day. So when you go use the restroom, the toilet, you say, as I use the toilet, may all living beings cast out greed, hatred, and delusion, and be completely pure. And so I realized that, I began with those practices very much, okay, just say them. What I realized is actually the real transformation comes from really saying it with heart. And to really say it with heart, the body has to be relaxed. And it has to be grounded in a place of care. And then I can share that reflection with myself that moves that action into the sacred with sincerity. So it's actually a very interesting practice, I think. It's very practical when you go out into the world. You can just pick maybe 5 activities you do every day. Actually, going to the bathroom is not a bad one because we go to the bathroom quite a lot. Maybe like 6, 7 times at least a day. And you've had just even don't have to use a phrase. I would say you just go into the bathroom and every time you just relax your body. And go to the bathroom. It's a chance to take care of myself, just relax. And then if you feel that you can do that more or less regularly, then you can add a little phrase. May I be well. And may everyone else around me be happy. Something that tunes into that intention of care. You can do that when you brush your teeth. Right? And when we brush our teeth, we often say, it's kind of hard to do it when you're not actually doing the action, because what I find happens is that you do the action, and you develop that reflection, the action triggers the reflection. So as I brush my teeth, may all living beings, what's the line that goes? I know the last one, you bite through all afflictions, or you brush away all afflictions. There's a third one in the middle. As I brush my teeth, may all living beings, that's not pure, realize, I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head, but the last one is bite through all afflictions. And then there's a little mantra that follows it. Right? So brushing your teeth could be a chance to relax the body. And the action of brushing teeth can actually be a chance to purify the heart and mind, and wishing well for everyone else. As we go for a walk, as we drive the car, as we use the laptop, as we have our breakfast. There's a reflection that can go along with each of those. But to me, just to start out, as you leave this retreat, where you're now leaving, you could say, a space that's already been designed to support, you could say, these 4 kinds of listening, a kind of really sacred place to actually take it into your life, as you can create it for yourself, maybe just in the simple places, going to the bathroom, going to class, joining a meeting, brushing your teeth. Actually, waking up in the morning is not bad. As I wake up in the morning, may all living beings realize omniscience and be mindful of the 10 directions, have panoramic awareness. Right? So we wake up, my waking up isn't just to wake up, it's to wake up to full awakening. And my awakening is just not just to kind of, I'm just full awakening, it's actually also be aware of everything going on around me. That's the first thing, the first intention in the morning. I set my day, right? And you can begin to see as we accumulate these intentions, moment to moment to moment to moment, our actual existence becomes a bodhimanda, becomes a sacred space. So I guess I just invite everyone here that we're now in the monastery into, you could say, a sacred space where we've been applying a lot of wholesome intentions and energy. As we go out into the world, we don't have to leave that behind us. We can carry it with us moment to moment. But if it's not every moment, which is, I think, sometimes a tall order, just a couple of things. Meetings, classes, bathroom, waking up in the morning, right? Just pick 4 or 5 things to make it a practice. And you'll find, interesting. You begin to create a kind of stability through the day where you're in a sacred space. I find it's interesting, I'll finish with this, is that just like going to the bathroom, if I'm in a little bit of a funk, like I'm feeling a little bit depressed, just by going into the bathroom and you recite like 3 or 4 verses, and you come out, I feel a lot better. Just because the mind and the heart's already been trained to kind of go into the space, which is the bathroom of all places, and just to relax and enter a sacred space. And to come out, I was in a little bit of a funk, but yeah, it's okay now, And so it just becomes a habit. It's like every so often you just realign yourself to this deeper, you could say, intention for well-being and awakening. Just keep aligning, and before you know it, just these basic movements of the body going into specific spaces transform the internal energy, because that's, we're creatures of habit. So rather than creating habits that lead us downward, we can create habits that inspire the heart and remind us to use somatic listening, empathic listening, generative listening, and sacred listening. And whatever, this is just one framework. This isn't meant to be dogmatic in any means, but it's just some fun way that me and Jing Weisher came up with for ourselves and have fun sharing with other people.
Just one add that, like Jin Chuan Shi says, may all living beings, included ourselves.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We always chant, may we be safe and protected, so we are included in this field. So it's not just other living beings and I can suffer.
Yeah.
I in same way care about myself and extend this care for all living beings. And I also remember with each this step that each step is opportunity for transformation, right? It could be sacred restroom. If I remember that this place can be also a space when I can be in touch with my nature or my intentions, deep intentions.
So using nature while in touch with nature. Going to nature while in touch with your nature. That could be a good title for the talk.
We often use in the Redwood Vihara, right?
Yeah.
We came to the nature to return to the nature.
Yeah. So.
And restroom definitely is very nature-based
Yeah.
activity.
It's a very nature-based activity. Okay.
So, may we?
Oh, you have a question? Okay, yeah. You can't read the green? Oh, the green here are all the things what you let go of during these 4 kinds of listening. So the first one, somatic listening, is you really let go of all tension.
Kind of resolve.
So
right?
for instance, when you just tune into the body, what I'm always, not always, but trying to monitor as much as I can is, there's a place of tension. I feel it right here in my cheek. Relax. If I'm giving a talk, I'm getting stressed, I might find something in my cheek. Relax. So it's letting go of tension. This one is the empathic listening, is letting go of irritation. So whenever I feel a little bit irritated, let go. A little bit of maybe depression or some kind of just let go. Anxiety, cynicism. Cynicism is a big one in the modern times of kind of the pride, kind of stepping back and then looking down on. And a little bit going on, and it closes the heart. And so you just go, so the experience of this is not that you force yourself to let go, it's because you first align yourself with this open, caring heart. And you actually find when you do those things, you're out of alignment. Mm-hmm. Your inner energetic system's out of alignment. You go, that actually doesn't feel right. I just let it go. And just come back to that open, caring heart, right? The relaxed body and open, caring heart. This is harmonizing with the field, being in harmony with everyone around us. This is letting go of fixed views and rigidity. 'Cause that's what often happens when we no longer harmonize. You know, sometimes in chanting it happens. I go, I want to chant my way. I don't care what everybody else is doing. And I just tighten around my way of chanting or doing something. And I'm no longer in tune with what's going on. So to me, it's this one is being able to tune into what is it when we're getting fixated on something? What's that experience like? And you can feel it, you know, in the body, in the heart, in the mind, even the thoughts that we have. Like, I'm right, you're wrong. I'm doing it the right way, you're doing it the wrong way. And you go, oh, just let go. Actually, you're the most effective. Usually when I get myself in some problem, I go up to the very first, somatic listening. Just relax the body. Don't try to analyze it. Just relax. Because usually with any tension or rigidity has something to do with the body. Something's in the body that's rigid. And so you just relax the body and then just relax. And then these other things kind of naturally arise. Sacred listening is just letting go of pride, letting go of the self. You know, always the self's in the center, trying to run the show. As a lot of our teachers say, it's just all smoke and mirrors. It's all the Wizard of Oz just pulling those little handles. And just saying, you know, you don't have to work so hard. Gosh, it's so much stress to try to defend this ego day and night, day and night. That's where our stress and afflictions come from. Right? So we can just let it go and just really listen to our nature, listen to the sacred, and the self can go, I can just relax and don't have to run the show and actually be in service to something much greater than myself. You know? So that's what the screen side is. It's just what you can catch when we're going out of alignment. Going out of alignment. Okay, so this is the last sharing, a little bit longer, but I hope you can really take our practices here at the monastery, these last 3 weeks, into your daily life. It's really precious. Those online, although you might not have joined us in our session, clearly you can use this in your life too. I'm sure you have a lot of meetings as well. Somehow I think in modern times, meetings has become the new thing. So if you can use this during the meetings, I actually promise you, the meetings will go a lot better. It'll be pretty amazing.
And you can even say, wow, I have going for a meeting.
Yeah,
Now I
go
can
for
relax
another
my
meeting.
body, connect to my heart, and just stay there.
Just
So
learn from
wonderful.
everyone
So
and be the
wonderful.
prepared as the triple jewel. This is wonderful.
And I can send all the merit to all these people who are around me.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Okay, so that's 3 steps from Tao. Enough people can see online the actual board.